Hi everyone, Miss Kelly from the Wakanda Area Library here. Today I'm going to be showing you what we're doing with this month's Art to Go. This month you guys are going to be making tassels. I'll show you what I've got done here. So in your kit you're going to find some embroidery floss, and that's all you're getting this time. So what you're going to need though are a good sharp pair of scissors and any kind of glue just to tack down the little ends here. So I've got some craft glue here, but any kind of glue should work fine. You can, if you want, you can kind of comb this out. So if you have a little comb you can use to make it look a little bit nicer, but these are kind of fun. You can use them on like a fan pole. You can put it on a bag. You can make a whole strand of them, kind of make a garland with it. They're pretty cool. You can do a lot of things with them. So once you learn how to make one, you can make them. I left mine kind of long. It's fun too. I've seen ones that are really short. So I like the little bit longer. It just kind of depends what you want to use it for. So let's go ahead and get started. So you've got enough. You can, really you need just one full one to make this part of the tassel. So you could make quite a few of them, or you can decide to do multiple colors on one, so you can use little pieces for it too. So let me show you how to get started with this. So the first thing you'll do is you'll slide these little papers off your embroidery floss. Here's one right here. So you're going to slide them off like that, and you'll notice it's all in a loop. This one's a little bit messy to see, so be careful because you want to keep it in this loop. So you've got to kind of look for that little natural opening where you've got it. This one I've been using a little bit, so it's a little bit less than perfect anymore. So there, you kind of find the loop like that. It's okay if you get this little bit of extra down here. So you just want to have, like, you have the top of the opening here. You're not going to cut this or do anything else with this. You just want to find the top of your loop right now. And then make your plan. Decide, are you just going to do it? Do you just want the top to be one color and then have one color band on here? Or if you want, you can do multiple colors. So just decide how you want to do it. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to make it yellow, and I'm going to take a little bit of this hot pink to start this. So I'm going to pull a long piece off here. This is what I mean. You're going to definitely be using the other pieces for making the wrap. So they won't all be big enough to make it. But I mean, there's still be enough this left to make another tassel if you wanted. Okay, so you're going to come under here, and so this is the top of my loop. I'm going to come down here a little bit to the side because we're going to wrap about a good 2 inches of this. So I'm going to tie this here. Just one little tie is going to be plenty to hold it in place. And you don't have to make it really small because you can always just trim off the ends. Okay, just pull it tight. I've got kind of a long piece left over here, so I'm going to trim that off. It doesn't have to be completely down though, because then what I'm going to do is hold that down with my thumb towards the top of the loop, and that's going to disappear into the wrap. So you're going to just start wrapping around and just cover it over. You want them to be really close to each other and tight. Okay, so now I've got that little piece down. I'm holding it down and pulling it through. So if you notice that your wrap's a little bit loose, you can stop and kind of pull it. It'll tighten up. Okay, and keep going around. If you find that you cut this piece too short to make it long enough like this, you can just wrap it under and then add another piece. You're just going to tuck it together. You'll tie it under, and then you're just going to cover any ends with the next wrap. See, so I'm going to see that little piece you can still see. I'm just going to cover it with this wrap. Keep going. So one of the things I noticed is that I got a big section covered like that. I'm like, wow, look how fast this is going. I got a lot of it covered. Then I looked at it a little bit more closely and decided that it wasn't really tight. So I pulled it tighter, and then I pushed it down a little bit. I kind of pushed it tighter to itself like that. And you'll notice that it's going to take a little bit more wrapping than you think. So you're going to keep wrapping and wrapping until you get, like I said, a good 2-inch section. I've got one over here that I've been working on, and this one I did in multiple colors, so I can show you guys how I did that. I started out with the pink and then added yellow, and then I did pink again. I'm going to add another section of yellow. I'll do that real quick right now. Again, just tie it on. The tie just helps. You don't have to tie it each time. You can just hold it down if you want. I find it's a lot easier if you tie it on and then just kind of wrap around the tie to cover it up. But it's up to you. You want to save a little strand. So I'll hold that end down, and then we'll cover it. I tried to do it so that each section of color is the same length. I don't want, or the same width. I don't want to have just like a little mismatched, you know, the pink one being bigger and the yellow one But again, you could just do it solid colors if you want. I've seen tassels that are all just one color. You don't have to use multiple colors on, you know, the tassel. It really depends what you're using it for. Or if you're just trying to make a pattern, might be fun to make some that are, you know, opposites and make a whole garland with them. See, you see these are really frequently used like though for like a light pull or a pull on your fan too. So you might want to do it that coordinates with the room that you're going to put it in, or if you're going to put on your backpack, you might want it to coordinate with your backpack. Okay, so when you get to the end of your wrap, this is when you're going to need the glue. You've got this little tiny fuzzy piece here. A tiny dab of glue is going to hold it down. Just kind of wrap it into it. And then I kind of just rolled it like this to kind of make it disappear in there. All right, whoops, came right back up. There we go. All right, now, depending on how long you've made this part, you're going to just bring the ends together. And there's your loop. Now, if you wanted to put this on a key ring or any kind of hook, you might want to put that through first. So you would definitely have to cut it then at that time. But I'm gonna tie these on, so I don't need to have a ring in there. So I'm gonna put these together like this, and then so you're gonna try to smooth this out a little bit. I want to use the hot pink again around the middle here. So I'm gonna take another section of my pink. This is harder to judge how much you're gonna need, so I'm just gonna kind of cut off a decent sized piece here. Same principle. This time we're going to do both of the strands though. We're going to go all the way around and tie it. Again, don't worry about the tie. We can tuck it in there and hide it. And this tie doesn't have to be a knot. This isn't what's holding it in place. This is just going to help you so you get started. It's actually the wrapping that holds it in place. So move this up to right under the colored stripes though. If you're having a hard time. Also, one of the things I did find out when you're working with this embroidery floss, you definitely want to have a pretty decent pair of scissors, otherwise it can fray up fairly easily. So make sure you have a pair of scissors that will cut pretty nice and clean. Cut that piece off. And then you're going to do the same thing. Don't worry about the shape of your loop right now. You can always make it look a little nicer when you're done. Oops, uh-oh. Guess I didn't tie my knot tight enough. Again, this part is up to you too. Do you want it to be really thick like this? Do you want it to be just a very small little wrap? It's entirely up to you. It depends what the look you're going for. This is also kind of a fun way to just tie the colors together. Maybe just make all this section the same color. It's getting a little bit messy here. This is definitely something you're going to take your time with and go a little bit neater, but for today's purposes, I kind of want to do it quickly so I can show you guys how to finish it. Again. All right. So the thicker you put it on there and the more you cover it, the stronger your loop is going to be. So definitely keep that in mind. I'm going to use that same little glue trick again, put the end down with that. Definitely keep in mind, if you do want to put this on your keys or something, you need to make it pretty strong. So a good tight wrap will help. Pushing it up. All right, now I want them to be about the same length. I definitely need to add a little bit more in there. So I'm going to lay them out nice, kind of comb it out the best I can. And then I'm going to give it a little haircut. I'm going to start a little long so I can trim it again. You can always save this. There might be some long enough pieces in there that you can wrap it with more. You can use that again. Let's see these guys. Definitely think this one's got a little bit longer on than the other. Another tip, actually, even for cutting too, you can wet the ends. It makes it a little bit easier to cut. Give it a little shake out. But there you go. There's your tassels. So I hope you guys have fun. Send me pictures of how your projects came out, and I'll see you guys next month. Bye.